A new trailer for Expeditions, a MudRunner game, is available now, and I'm gonna break down everything in this trailer. First of all, this game will be released on March 5, 2024, and you can play it on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Now let's get to the trailer. Here we can see one of the vehicles in Expeditions, which I think this is Con Marshall, which we have already in a SnowRunner. And here we have the base camp, which is I think the new garage in the game. And something else that I want to say is apparently we have dialogues in this game. I'm not sure is it only for the trailer or we have them in the game too. So here we have an inventory / equipment wheel that shows you the equipment you have. So the one at the top is your winch, the one at the left is your binocular, the one at the right is your drone, and the one at the bottom is the echo sounder. We get to that later on. Now there is something cool with the winch. If we read the description of it, we see that it says you can tighten and loosen the winch, which is very cool, to be honest. I always wanted that to be added to a SnowRunner. Now the next thing is your binoculars. You can zoom in to view the environment and detect points of interest. This is when you're using your binoculars. You can zoom in, you can view the environment, and you have that compass at the top of the screen. Now this legendary stone is a checkpoint and maybe a point of interest. And something else that we can see is the prologue at the top right corner, and at the bottom of it it's maybe the contract, find the objective, whatever the objective is. Maybe we need to get to the legendary stone and collect the data. And the last thing we can see is the distance between the legendary stone and our vehicle, 12 kilometers. So apparently this is a very big map. This makes me think we don't have multiple regions, we have just one big map, or maybe something like that, but I'm not sure. Here we have another shot of, I think it's Con Marshall, and here this vehicle doesn't have many things, but in the next shot we can see the inside of that base camp or garage, and we can see some of the things that we can add to the vehicle. So here we have high mount snorkel, heavy bull bar bumper, IMZ 425M, which I think it's the engine, and the extended sun visor. And here we have the rims and tires. In this shot we can see the rear mounted rack, which I think you can put different things on it. I'm not sure. We have the spare wheel mount and heavy reinforced bumper. And the last thing is metal detector. It's kind of showing you that if your vehicle is not good enough for some area, you can come back and put all these things on your vehicle to kind of help yourself. Now here we can see how the echo sounder would work. Basically it would show you the depth of ponds and fords, so before you go there you know you can go through that area or not. The red things are showing you that it's too deep, the yellow ones are like it's fairly deep but you can do it, and the green ones are showing you that it's not that deep. Something I want to say is this game is apparently very strategic. You have like so many tools that you can use for different areas and you can't just rush through everything. Now here we can see how powerful this winch is in the Expeditions. The length of this winch is 20 meters and the load capacity of it is 15,000 pounds. Based on this trailer, we have to drive through and up and down some really tough areas, and the weight of your vehicle is very important too apparently. Basically all the equipments that you have, they have like a weight limit. So you can't have a very big and heavy vehicle all the time. So in this shot we are apparently using the drone. One very interesting thing that we can see here is the retractable bridge that we are currently using. And again, this bridge has a weight limit of 45,000 pounds. And I think you have to just figure out when you need to use the bridge and when you don't. Maybe you see this gap that you're like, yeah, I can use my bridge here, so you're gonna use it. And another thing is we can see that we are getting closer to that legendary stone. The distance between the vehicle and that legendary stone area is now 7.5 kilometers. And at the bottom right corner we can see the controls of the drone, maybe, I'm not sure. And at the top right is probably our next mission, getting to the historic site. And this is the legendary stone area, which apparently it's a checkpoint too. Now I'm not sure what's the point of the checkpoints in this game, but we have checkpoints. Now this is maybe a new region in the game. I'm not sure we have regions or just one big map, but this is another area that we have in the game. And here we are actually using a truck and we are carrying something. The cargo looks new and I don't know what it is, but I think there are missions that you have to deliver something to. And this truck looks like a new truck in the game. Now this is our inventory and this is very interesting. Apparently we can pick up things around the map and put them in our inventory to use them later on, and the way we can find them is with the metal detector. We get to that later on in this trailer. Now the things that we have in the inventory, the one that is already highlighted is the removable anchor, obviously. The one at the bottom of that is maybe an anchor that is not removable. The one to the right of it is the jack screw, and we get to that later on too. And for the rest of the icons, I don't really know. Now here we can see how we can use the removable anchor, and again this thing has a weight limit too. So again the weight is apparently very important in this game. So with the removable anchor you can put it down on different areas that we don't have a winch point and use that as a winch point. It's very simple and useful. And we can take a look at our new driver Ken. This is Ken, our new driver. Hello. Now the next thing is the tire inflation system. So with the tire inflation system you can change the pressure of your tires. With normal pressure you have B fuel efficiency and average traction on mud and rock. With reduced pressure you have C plus fuel efficiency and excellent traction on rock and good traction on mud. And with low pressure you have C fuel efficiency, excellent traction on rock and good traction on mud. Here we can see another checkpoint and another vehicle. Alright, now the metal detector. It allows you to scan the surrounding area for zones with useful resources in close proximity. I think this is how we can find some of the things that we can have in our inventory to use them later on, like the jack screw or the anchors. Now something else in this shot, I'm not sure about it, but is the fuel gauge actually working or not? It's a split second so you can't really see anything, but I hope the fuel gauge and things like that actually work in this game. So here we can see how the jack screw would work, and it's very cool. So with the jack screw you can basically put your truck back on its wheels. Now this makes me think that we don't have the autonomous winch in this game anymore, or maybe this jack screw is good for areas that we don't have any winch points, but we have the removable anchor, so I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Maybe we don't have the autonomous winch anymore, but we have the jack screws. And something about them, you can only use them if the car is upside down, and you can put the car on its wheels with the jack screw. And now the drone. With the drone you can explore hard to reach areas. The supported distance for this drone is 180 meters and the height is 30 meters. This is another checkpoint in the game, and we can see the KRS Bandit is in the game too, with the seismic vibrator module. This is a shot of KRS Bandit using that anchors that we have in the game, and these are the places that we have in the game: Meteor Crater, Sand Columns, Muddy Swamp, Pine Forest, and more. Something else that we can see here are the two vehicles that we have. The one at the left is apparently TUZ Action, and the one at the right I think is Lodestar 1700. And that's it for this trailer. I'm personally very hyped for this game, and I hope they fix the transmission too. I don't really like the transmission in a SnowRunner. And that's it for today's video. I see you in the next one.